Today, let's dive into a topic that's always relevant but often overlooked: social etiquette, especially in the context of giving and receiving. Why do we engage in these acts, and what role do they play in our society?
That's a great question. When we talk about etiquette, we often think of it as just polite behavior, but it's more than that. It's about power dynamics, right? In some cultures, these gestures aren't just about kindness, but about expressing gratitude or even exerting influence.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Many people assume that acts of kindness or gifts are purely selfless, but sometimes they come with an agenda. For instance, the concept of entertainment or hosting. It can be a way to gain favor or secure something in return. It's not always as innocent as it seems.
Yeah, and when you think about it, it's kind of a survival mechanism. People in positions of lesser power might feel the need to entertain to make connections or secure opportunities, whereas those with power don't need to engage in such acts. It's all about how the system is structured, isn't it?
Exactly. And here's where it gets interesting. While some may view it as a form of manipulation, there's also another layer. The problem comes when these practices become the norm, and they're expected as part of doing business or getting ahead. It's almost like a survival tactic in a system that's built on these very principles.
It's kind of like being caught in a cycle, right? Everyone's just trying to keep up. But here's the catch. In such a system, it's hard to distinguish between genuine acts of kindness and those that have strings attached.
Right. And that's where we need to think deeper. It's easy to be cynical and dismiss everything as bad. But if we really look at it, these behaviors are a reflection of the world we live in. The deeper problem is that people aren't being given the opportunity to express themselves genuinely.
That's a good point. Maybe instead of just criticizing the system, we should start asking how we can change it, starting with how we approach gratitude and social interactions. How do we make these gestures more genuine?
Exactly. Think about the simplest things, like writing a letter or a small note to express gratitude. It's not about the size or value of the gift, but the thought behind it. Imagine if people took the time to truly express their feelings instead of just giving something to get something in return.
And that's something we've forgotten in this fast-paced world. There was a time when writing letters or giving small, meaningful gifts was the ultimate form of appreciation. It wasn't about showing off or securing favors. It was about connection.
Yes. And when you add a personal touch, like a handwritten letter with a small gift, it's the sincerity that counts. It's like you're sending a piece of yourself, not just a material item.
That's the essence of a real gift, isn't it? It's not the material value, but the emotional value behind it. So, when people give or host, it should be about building relationships, not just manipulating situations to gain something.
Absolutely. And that's where our society has a lot to learn. We've gotten so used to expecting things in return. But if we started giving without expectations, imagine how things might shift. The quality of our relationships could improve drastically.
That's true. And as much as we criticize the current state of things, it's also important to remember that this system didn't just appear overnight. It's a result of a long history of evolution in human interactions.
And it's important to understand that these systems are complex. Fixing them isn't as simple as just pointing out flaws. It requires us to look at the root causes and, as you said, find ways to evolve how we approach these norms.
Right? And while it might seem like we're stuck in this cycle, we do have the power to change it by starting with ourselves. If we can shift how we give and receive, maybe we can help others see the value in more sincere, thoughtful acts.
Exactly. And when we understand the bigger picture, we can stop seeing these acts as manipulative, but rather as opportunities to make real human connections. It's all about shifting our perspective.
So the next time we're in a situation where social gestures or gifts are expected, we should think, is this coming from a place of genuine connection or from a place of power? And how can we make it more meaningful?
That's the question we should all ask ourselves. As we move forward, let's work towards a society where gratitude and kindness are given without strings attached, and where we value the thought behind the gesture, not just the result.
Well said. And that's a goal worth working towards. Thank you for the conversation today. It's definitely something to think about.
Absolutely. Let's continue reflecting on how we can improve not just our interactions, but the world around us. Take care, everyone.